Things just took a major turn for the Los Angeles Lakers as while all eyes remain on Andrew Wiggins following some new reports, we have a new rumor that has dropped surrounding a player that not many fans are talking about. We're going to break down exactly who this is and discuss what this report entails, as well as a few other interesting updates on this episode as we inch closer and closer to the regular season. But before we get into it, folks, if you're a part of that percentage who aren't subscribed to the channel, quick reminder to hit that subscribe button. About 70% of you who are watching right now aren't subscribed. You guys have been an absolute piece of support. Thank you guys for that. Ladies and gentlemen, we know all eyes have been on Andrew Wiggins following some new reports from Mark Stein, some new reports from a lot of different guys, Jovan Buha, and it's Dan Wokey as well. But we're going to be turning our eyes and turning our heads to a different player today because a new article has dropped and it's a very interesting talking point. I'm curious to see what you guys think about it. And this dropped just an hour or two ago. Alternative trade idea for the Lakers to acquire a future star if Andrew Wiggins' deal fails. Los Angeles may gamble on Quentin Grimes' upside, through a sign and trade with the Sixers. So this one is interesting because obviously we know Wiggins is their number one target right now, but they have still yet to secure a deal. And people are starting to think, okay, they've been in talks for so long. Clearly the Lakers don't want to give up that first round pick, all these different things, or at least their first round pick in a deal with Wiggins. So then this has, dropped, and I'm curious to see what you guys think about it because I'm not super high on the player. I'm not super high on the deal. But I wanted to bring it up with you guys here. So you can see here if the Lakers' pursuit of Andrew Wiggins falls short, and of course the Los Angeles Lakers are heavily involved in him, the franchise, and again, quick note before we dive into this further, I still think Wiggins is the number one possibility here and is probably the number one option for the Lakers. But regardless of that, let's dive into Quentin Grimes, who's a beast in his own right. An alternative could be a trade centered around Quentin Grimes through a sign and trade because he's currently an RFA. While Wiggins remains the more proven veteran fit, Grimes offers a younger, cost-controlled option who could blossom into a future star alongside LeBron and Luka. The full trade, Quentin Grimes, sign and trade, via sign and trade for Jared Vanderbilt, Dalton Knecht, and the 2031 first-round pick. So no matter what, they can't escape that first-round pick, and this would basically be Knecht, salary filler, and the first-round pick. And in order for this deal to work, Grimes had to agree to a 3-year, $60 million deal, which is around where he'll probably will make anyway, around where he'll make, because it's not going to be too much higher than that. He's not proven at multiple levels yet, and over multiple years, I should say, rather. So I want to hear your guys' thoughts on this because very different players. Like Wiggins is a very good defender, a perfect complementary role player who has won a championship before in 2021 to 2022 with the Warriors and would fit this team perfectly. And I think it's someone that Luka and LeBron would like. And he's only 30 years old, Andrew Wiggins. Quentin Grimes, on the other hand, not a great defender, but he had an explosive second half to his year last year with the Philadelphia 76ers. And you can see here, there's a few different things we'll talk about within this deal. But the article goes on to say that this deal can be a risk for the Lakers, but can also be highly rewarding. The risk is clear. Giving up rookie Knecht and a first-round pick. I don't think Knecht is really a huge risk. The first-round pick to me is bigger. But the risk for me is the player. Like Grimes is in potential star category, and Wiggins isn't a star, but I don't know if this team necessarily needs another star next year. Like maybe when LeBron leaves, sure, you could argue that. But right now it's LeBron, it's Luka, it's Reaves. I don't know if Reaves and Grimes would necessarily fit perfectly together. I mean, you look at the lineup they currently run right now. You also have Marcus Smart coming off of the bench. It is a unique fit and one that I don't necessarily love personally. Now he is a two guard. Like I feel like you have a version of him at home in Austin Reaves. Not saying they play the same, but the same position. They do similar things, kind of. And Grimes, of course, averaging 21 points a game, shooting 37% from three. A lot of that is just due to the fact that he got way more minutes. You can see there compared to the Knicks, compared to obviously Detroit for a little bit, but obviously the Dallas Mavericks, 22 minutes a game. And then that was bumped by 11 minutes up to 33 minutes a game for the Philadelphia 76ers because they were without Embiid. Obviously, Tyrese Maxey, they just gave Quentin Grimes. Maxey missed a bit of time as well, I believe. So they just gave Quentin Grimes the floor, the floor to do whatever he wants. And a part of the reason this deal is actually not likely but possible is because of the fact that the Sixers have yet to offer Grimes the big contract that he wants. Now, kind of a flip side of this is I don't know if he would take the 3-year, $60 million deal. Because if that was the case, would the Sixers have already gotten that done? $20 million a year with the rising cap and the way things have gone with that. And the CBA, I guess, not a rising cap, but the CBA, like, things are interesting now with money because you have to be very, very strict, right? You have to be strict. There is no, in other leagues, there's a rising cap where, you're trying to pay players more. The NBA is doing the opposite of that. They're obviously, restricting a lot of ways teams can operate. And it could be a plan B, though, for the Lakers. 21 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists with the Sixers. And again, Maxey was out, George was out, Embiid was out. He had a ton of touches. Like, he'd probably come to the Lakers and average like 14, 15 points a game. And is that worth your first round pick when you know with Wiggins, even if he's averaging 13, 12, I mean, Wiggins can average 10 points a game, but because of his ability defensively to pair alongside Luka, Reaves, and LeBron James, that's where things, that's where his value comes from. You don't have to rely on the points category. Whereas with Grimes, if you're not getting much, like he's a fine point of attack defender, not great. You're not getting much else, at least it pertains to defense. And I'm not saying he's a bad defender by any means necessarily, but even if he was a great defender, I would still rather Wiggins, I think, because of the size that Wiggins brings. And again, it doesn't make a ton of sense to me, but I know some people really wanted Quentin Grimes when reports dropped months ago earlier on in the offseason that, the Mavericks probably aren't going to entertain necessarily, bringing him back. And clearly that's been the case as they haven't brought him back yet. And we're in mid-September now, officially mid-September, September 15th. So let me know down below what your thoughts are on this. At the end of the day, like, I wouldn't do this deal. If it was without the first round pick, maybe you take a flyer if no other team wants to pay him. We know reports have come out that the Lakers are willing to pay more now, willing to extend their budget because of the fact that Luka signed long term. They have new ownership under Mark Walters instead of Jeannie Buss. Like, they're willing to go above and beyond to make sure deals get done. Is this one? Does this fall into that category? Maybe it does. But again, if you're giving up the first round pick, I think Rob Pelinka would rather kind of wait it out and wait for the trade deadline to see exactly what their needs are. Because maybe Luka takes a step up defensively. Maybe, Marcus Smart has not a breakout year, but a really, really good year. And defense isn't as big of a concern as we initially thought. Like, there's a lot of ways a regular season can go. So hopefully they get it done. Hopefully some sort of deal, not necessarily this one. I want to see the Wiggins trade get done. I think we're at a point now where I'm fine with giving up the first round pick for Andrew Wiggins. I made that clear in yesterday's video. You have to, give to get. And at the end of the day, it would be a very risky deal, one that I could backfire immensely, but it's one you take if it's for Andrew Wiggins. For Grimes, same thing. Like, I don't think a deal like that gets done. But let me know down below what your thoughts are. It's an interesting turn of events. Now, a couple other things I want to go over today. Luka Doncic recently spoke out following the Eurobasket. I mean, he had a fantastic performance, but Eurobasket is over. Luka Doncic says he will now shift his focus to the upcoming Lakers season, where he and the organization have lofty goals. Championship. That is our goal. That should always be our goal. Obviously, we went out in the first round last year, but our goal is the championship. And of course, obviously, right, the goal is always going to be the championship, but Luka Doncic had a fantastic Eurobasket, and he looks in the best shape of his life, right? And that's obviously a very good sign if you're a Lakers fan. We all probably are, and they need to win the championship. And that's why we're, talking about Andrew Wiggins trades and things like that. Your goal isn't playoff run. It isn't even a deep playoff run. It is to win the championship, because LeBron James, who knows if he's going to play after this year? He probably will, but will it be with the Lakers? Like, probably, but who really knows at the end of the day? So that, LeBron James, him getting older, that's obviously playing a big factor into it. Your time's running out as it pertains to the LeBron and Luka experiment. So you only had half a season. This is the full year for them. And it all starts with the preseason game on October 3rd. You can see the 3 preseason games they have: Suns, Warriors, all about, 2 days apart for the first game, then a week apart after that. Going to be interesting. Let us know down below what your thoughts are on all of this, folks. Super exciting time to be a Lakers fan. So hopefully you guys are enjoying the videos, and we'll see you guys later.